students, in this video we would be discussing about various aspects of vendor selection. Particularly in this video we will be discussing about various factors that may affect the selection of the vendors. When we are going to select a vendor, we think of various aspects and all these aspects impacts the selection of the vendor. The first aspect that we take into consideration while we are selecting a vendor is cost criteria. Every organization wants to buy products or raw material in a very at a very competitive price. So all those suppliers, those who offer material or product at least cost would be preferred. But sometimes preferring a least cost product may have quality issue. So from price to ensure that the supplier which is offering goods at least cost also have quality in their product. But nevertheless, when the cost is one of the prominent criteria while selecting a supplier. Now, when we're talking about cost, it has two components, that is price of the product itself and the distribution cost. The price of the product, if a supplier offers a product at least cost or at competitive price from the other suppliers, that particular supplier would be preferred. Second cost which we take into consideration while we are selecting the sup- supplier is distribution cost. So what are the various distribution costs, means logistic costs that we need to incur for buying a product from a particular supplier? If a particular supplier sells the product in the market which I am operating and I need to incur very nominal distribution cost, so I would be preferring that client in whose case I need to incur nominal distribution cost or no distribution cost. Suppose a supplier is selling at very least price. No other supplier could offer their product at that particular price. But the distribution cost of that supplier is very high. So taking into consideration distribution cost and the price of the product, if we make a calculate a composite cost, and if composite cost we are getting is something more than what is been offered by the suppliers, other suppliers, so it will be of no use. So if a supplier is offering a product at least price but the distribution cost is higher, so we won't be selecting this supplier. So while selecting the supplier, these two costs should be taken into consideration simultaneously rather than taking them individually. So we need to consider both costs at once to make a decision whether a particular supplier should be selected or we should go and analyze some other supplier. Next aspect which we take into consideration is technical capabilities. Now when we're talking about technical capabilities is we ensures that whether a particular supplier is technically competent or not, whether that supplier has enough technology either to manufacture in quantity or to manufacture a upgraded or unique product. So before offering or before selecting a supplier, we must we must ensure that the supplier is technically competent enough. So suppose you may be requiring a unique product which require our latest technology or which require a technology to be modified for the specific requirement of the raw material which you require. And if a supplier has all those facilities, so you would be going and selecting that supplier rather than selecting a supplier which is very rigid and which don't have any technical advancement. So technical capabilities is one of the essential parameter while selecting a supplier. Next parameter is quality assessment. So we need to ensure that a particular supplier has valid quality assessment system or not. The quality product which they claim they have supplied, whether they have assessed it or not. So before selecting a supplier, we must ensure that a proper quality assurance system has been in place with the supplier organization so that the quality of the product is checked and maintained. Next parameter which we take into consideration for selecting a supplier is organizational profile. So we study the organizational profile of the supplier. What are the organization objective of the supplier? Whether the supplier is achieving their objectives or not. If they are not achieving their objectives, what are the various causes of not achievement of the objectives? So before selecting a supplier, we need to know the organization profile of the supplier. Through this, we ensure that the objective of the supplier is in line with the objectives of our organization. If we find that the working style, procedure, policy, rules of the supplier organization is somehow similar to the our organization, so we can think of having a good long-term relationship with the supplier. And if we are having a quality statement that we manufacture a quality product, and our supplier also claims that they manufacture a quality product. So in that case, if the objectives of both the organizations are matching and attempts is being done to ensure that all the objectives are achieved, in that case, both organizations would be having good business relationship. So study of the organization profile of the customer of the supplier is very essential before selection of the supplier. Next parameter which we take into consideration is the service levels. When we are buying from a particular supplier, we don't only buy the product, we also buy the services if there is any kind of defect in the product. So that can be corrected in due time by the supplier itself. It cannot be the case that supplier is not answering or not responding to the errors that has been incurred in the product. So when we talk about service levels, we talk about three basic components. First thing is delivery. We ensures that whether the supplier have a track record of delivering goods on time or whether the supplier delivers good after the due date. So delivery is one of the basic consideration and very prominent consideration to decide whether to buy from a particular supplier or not. If a supplier delivers goods on time and a particular supplier which don't deliver goods on time, although that supplier may be offering goods at very reasonable price than the supplier which delivers good on time. So in that case, you will always prefer a supplier which delivers on time. Because delivery on in time ensures that you whatever manufacturing schedule which you are having is being complied with. So delivery of goods on time ensures your operational efficiency, your product ultimately your finished product is manufactured on time and you're satisfying your customer on time. So if you need to ensure whether supplier supplies goods on time or not. Second thing which you take into consideration is lead time. Now what lead time is that manufacturing time that is being taken by the supplier. So when we place an order and the time it will be taken to manufacture and supply that goods to me, so that time is known as lead time. So we need to know that what is the lead time for various suppliers. Some supplier may manufacture goods in a week. Some supplier may take more than a week. Some supplier would take less than a week. All this time depends on their operational efficiency. You need to select a supplier which have least lead time. So having a least lead time ensures that if you're ordering goods in a very on urgent basis, you would be getting it on time. So lead time again plays an important role while selecting a supplier. Next thing which we should take into consideration is ease of communication. Sometimes various suppliers has a various hierarchy of communication. To communicate a particular concerned person, you have to go through various hierarchy. In that case, uh, information or communication may get distorted, or the context of the information may get diluted. So when you're dealing with a particular supplier, you need to ensure that there is a proper communication system, and that communication system is very easy. When you're talking about ease of communication means you can contact the concerned person immediately. You can inform your grievances to the concerned person of the supplier immediately so that proper and corrective actions could be taken on time. So if there is a communication gap, if no proper communication could be happened, so in that case you cannot have a proper long-term relationship with the supplier. To ensure a proper long-term relationship with your supplier, there must be a very clear communication system, and you can contact the concerned person in no time. The next criteria is supplier's profile. So before selecting a supplier, you need to know the supplier's profile. So when we're talking about supplier profile, it includes financial status. You ensures that whether the supplier is financially stable. If I am offering him a bulk quantity, would he be able to supply me on time, or there would be any kind of crisis, or there would be uh, uh, the manufacturing process has been stopped due to lack of financial assistance. So before selecting and ordering a particular supply, you ensure the financial status of the supplier. Next thing which you take into consideration is the response of the customers. So you take into consideration the feedback of the customers of the supplier. So what the supplier's customer are saying about the supplier. So whether the feedback which the clients of the supplier is positive. If it is positive, they are very much satisfied. Then you must be ensured that if lots of clients are satisfied with the supplier, so he must be having proper working system. He will be performing well. So you can go and select that particular supplier. Next thing which you take into consideration is performance history. So what is the performance history of the supplier? Whether the supplier, what kind of orders supplier has handled, whether a supplier is able to supply them on time, whether the supplier has supplied the quality goods which he has ensured to supply. So all these things need to be ensured before selection of the supplier. Next thing which you take into consideration is risk factor. In risk factor, we discuss about two various factors, that is geographical location. Geographical location means before selecting a supplier, you ensure that a supplier is not located at a particular location which is very prone to natural calamities. If that location is facing lots of natural calamities very frequently, so you cannot ensure that the goods will be delivered on time because the manufacturing may be hampered due to natural calamities. So it is the risk factor that has been involved. Suppose I place an order. When I'm placing an order, there is no such condition of natural calamity, but in the due course of time, natural calamity happens, manufacturing get halted, and goods are not prepared on time. So in that case, ultimately you will be losing your customers. So before selecting a supplier, you ensure that the your supplier is located at very secure place so that uh, manufacturing is never suffers. Next and last point is political stability. So before selecting a supplier, you ensure that where the supplier is located has stable government. The political party is stable. They are having a clear vision. They are having a very clear and transparent policies to promote trade. Through this, it can be ensured that no government restriction could hamper or stop a supply to supply goods. So these are the various factors that into consideration before selecting a supplier.